Every system has two versions, one that is spoken in public and one that is never spoken at all. What you hear in speeches and what quietly moves through files, corridors, and institutions. Welcome back to Shadows and Scripts, a series where the power is not judged by what it says, but by what it quietly sustains. This is episode 2. Every 5 years, we vote, governments change, leaders rise and fall. But power here rarely changes hands. What if I say democracy decides who speaks but not who decides? Tonight, we look beyond the elections, beyond the headlines. Tonight, we talk about the deep state. The deep state is not a secret organization. It is not a single group working in the shadows. It is a system of continuity. It refers to unelected, permanent structures of power, but that still continues to function regardless of who or whatever happens or who wins the elections. These include intelligence agencies, senior bureaucracy, military and strategic institutions, followed by corporate and financial power and narrative and information control. Political thinker Peter Dale Scott described it as a form of governance that exists beyond the public visibility. Governments are temporary here, but institutions are not. And that permanence creates the required influence. Elected leaders operate under time, institutions do not. A prime minister may think in 5 years term, but the institutions think in decades term. Files do not reset after elections, or policies even do not disappear with speeches. Sociologist C.W. Mills, in his theory of the power elite, observed that real power exists where political authority, military strength, and the economic interests overlap together. Democracy selects leadership, but systems decide boundaries. Modern power does not need force, it needs structure. Bureaucracy ensures that continuity. Intelligence controls information, and the capital shapes the policy direction. Narratives guide public attention. As Mitchell Foucault argued, power is most effective when it becomes normal. The deep state does not announce itself, it embeds itself. You don't notice it that it exists in our state as always. Here lies the complexity. Not all deep power is dangerous. It can provide stability during political change, institutional memory, strategic consistency, but the risk is opacity. Power without visibility slowly becomes the power without accountability. As Lord Acton warned, power tends to corrupt and absolute power corrupts absolutely. The question is not whether deep power exists. The question is who keeps it in the check. We are offered choices. This party or that party, this leader or that leader, yet the core economic structures remain. Strategic alignments barely shift, elite interests stay protected, Antonio Gramsci called this hegemony a system where dominance works because it feels very, very natural. The deep state's greatest success is not control, it is acceptance. The deep state does not mean the democracy is false. It means democracy is very much layered, visible on the surface, invisible underneath. Not everything hidden is hostile, but everything hidden shapes the outcomes. And the most powerful systems do not demand your attention, they rely on your silence. So the real question is not does the deep state exist, but the real question is how many decisions are shaping your life which are made far away from your vote and beyond your sight. If this episode made you think, if it made you uncomfortable, subscribe to the channel because in shadows and scripts, every shadow has a story and every script hides a truth. And in the next episode, we'll pull back another layer, one you never meant to see. Thank you.